During his 20 years with the Sheriff's Department in Santa Barbara, California, dispatcher Roger Glenn has handled many different types of calls, but few more unusual than one he received on the afternoon of December 4th, 1990.
Dispatch.
Yes, this is a supervisor at the telephone company in Palm Springs.
Hi.
I have a 4-year-old on a coin phone.
You have a what?
He walked there and he wants his mommy and daddy now.
Okay, you're in Palm Springs?
My initial reaction to that was, so? I mean, she's 3 counties and 300 miles away.
But he's at 805-344.
Well, when she got to the prefix 344, then I realized why she was calling me, because that's the prefix for the Los Alamos area, which is in our county.
When we continue.
My initial concern was to find out where he was so we could send someone to help him.
Yeah. Is there someone there with you?
The little boy had dialed the operator and been transferred to phone company supervisor Joan Ellis.
You are. What is your name?
Michael.
Michael, what's your last name?
Mikey.
Is there someone there with you?
No.
Can he read you the address on the phone?
Can you read the address?
I can't read.
You can't read.
My initial concern was to find out where he was so we could send someone to help him.
Is he near a building or a restaurant?
Is there a restaurant or a building there?
No, this is just a trailer.
The trailer?
Yeah.
Trailer park?
Where is your mommy?
You got Los Alamos around here?
She's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I was concerned because of him being alone and maybe wandering out away from the telephone booth, and then maybe someone picking him up.
Sandy? He didn't know where he was just there on a phone. But I was fairly confident that if he was at a payphone, he was on Bell Street, the main street. At that point, we asked for a deputy to go.
Okay, how old are you?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Oh, you're pretty big.
Okay, Michael.
What?
Now you say you're at a payphone by a trailer, right?
Yeah.
And you're in Los Alamos.
No, that's where my mommy is, but I'm not there. I'm at the store.
What store?
You know where that you get the air stuff?
You get the air stuff?
Yeah, by that store.
You're-
The liquor store.
You're at the Chevron station?
Yeah,
Okay.
The only thing that he told me was the place you get air.
Okay.
So from that, I drew the conclusion he was at the Chevron
I
station.
think he's at the Chevron station.
The nearest sheriff's deputy was Jim Bull.
10-4.
The distance concerned me because I knew that drive time would be at least 10 to 15 minutes. I was also concerned about him wandering out into traffic, perhaps getting scared and starting to run.
Also request you might check with CHP, see if they have a unit in the area that could stand by with him till I arrive.
A local highway patrol officer was also sent to search for the boy.
Michael, what are you wearing? What color shirt?
Orange, white, and blue, and white pants, and blue and black shoes, and red shoes.
Blue and black shoes, and what else?
White and pants, and yellow shirt, and blue on the yellow shirt, and blue again, and orange, and then, white on here.
When we asked Michael what color shirt he was wearing, I think he named off every color there was.
Okay.
We were so involved with him being lost and out there alone that when he started this, it was just kind of, funny.
Michael, how tall are you about?
What?
How tall are you? Do you know how tall you are?
Yes.
How tall are you?
6 tall.
Up there, do you know what he said?
I think he said 60 inches tall.
That's kind of tall for 4 years old.
60 inches tall.
50?
or 60.
60.
It was just keep Michael on the phone, keep him entertained, and as soon as we got an officer there, we could find him.
Around the same time, Dan Reasoner was working on his front porch when he realized he hadn't heard from his 4-year-old son for some time.
You see where Michael went?
No, I thought he was outside.
She said, well, he's probably out in the yard. And I said, no, I haven't seen him out in the yard. And she said, well, he's probably next door. We went next door and asked them if they seen him, and they said that he hadn't been over there.
As soon as Isabel Reasoner realized her 4-year-old grandson was missing, she began searching for him.
It was just too quiet. That's when I started to think, did he really mean it when he said he was going to run away? So I better go check.
What's that, Moon?
Huh?
See where the quarters come out.
One of the quarters came out?
No.
Oh.
You didn't put quarters.
Do you know what street you live on?
Yeah.
What?
Leslie Street.
Wesley Street?
Yeah, Leslie Street.
Leslie Street, and there is one of Los Alamos. Up there, I should have a CHP officer there in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I hope.
Okay.
CHP officer Phil Ochoa drove to the location they thought Michael was calling from.
When I got to the gas station, I looked for the telephones. I saw a male adult there.
Santa Barbara, our unit's advising that Michael's not at the Chevron station.
At that time, I decided to continue the search.
Michael, could you do something for me?
What?
If you see a highway patrolman in a black and white police car drive up, could you tell me that?
No.
Now, I know you don't see one yet, but if he does drive up, can you tell me that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see one.
You can see one now?
Okay, stay on the phone with us, Michael, though. Don't go away, okay?
But it turned around.
It turned around?
Yeah.
CHP, he says he can see your officer.
Michael? Michael?
What?
Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, Michael, tell me if you see the highway patrolman again, but don't leave the phone, okay? Don't leave the phone.
Okay.
Just hold on.
I'm holding up.
No, you wait.
Wait for me.
Poor Michael was just in a panic. And so we were both saying, no, Michael, it's all right. He'll be right back. It's okay.
Are you still there, Michael?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang up.
Well, don't hang up.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Well, no, he's not going to leave you. Just wait right there, okay?
Okay.
You stay on the phone because he knows you're on the phone. So you stay right on the phone with us.
I know he can see me like I'm all alone.
He can see you?
Yeah.
All right, well, just a minute, okay?
How you doing?
Fine.
Okay. Let me talk to whoever's on the phone here. Hello? Hi there. Hi. Is this the ever popular highway patrol? Officer Ochoa. Ah, your friendly dispatch, Senator County. Good job.
It was just like a relief, you know, a weight off his shoulders. Somebody was there with him. He wasn't a little 4-year-old out there by himself any longer.
CHP? Yeah? Yeah, there should be a deputy driving up. Oh, there he is. Can we hang up now? Or we certainly can. Thank you very much for your help. You bet. Okay, bye-bye.
It's always good when you can solve the problem in a positive way. And we were able to keep him on the line. We did get an officer to him, and I knew that the officer would be able to find wherever he belonged.
Got lost? You were talking to somebody?
We were starting to try to ask him questions, but we didn't know where he lived. We didn't know his address.
We were going down the street, looking on both sides. We were coming down to the phone booth. I said, oh no. I said, there's Mikey. I said, that's Mikey right there in the telephone booth.
How are you okay? Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much. How are you okay?
The problem was resolved when his frantic grandmother came running and screaming happily up to where we were with the little boy, and we were able to give him back to her.
Michael, he felt like, well, I was ignoring him. And I think he got a little bit upset. He got mad at me, and then he told me he was going to run away. He probably thought, well, he's going to do something that's going to get my attention, which it did.
Young children, from the time they're able to talk, should be taught by their parents what their first, their middle, and their last name is, their street address, and their telephone number. And this is an important lesson that I think we all learned in this case.
We taught him his phone number and his address, because if anything like this happened, like the policeman, when they found him, all he would have had to tell him was his name and address, and they would have known right where to go.
She teaches me how to write my phone number and my address, and I'm never going to run away again.